AMC strong like bull, up 2.5% here on the day. Considering everything negative that is happening today, this is huge, and I think this shows a lot, and we'll get into it here in this video. Now, I want to talk about everything that's happening today, because today, if you don't always want to have a drink, well, today is a day where you probably want to grab yourself a drink, because it's going to make your head spin what I'm about to tell you. So let's get into all of this information. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. So number one, the regional banks, the KRE, that is the regional bank index, is down 5% again today, hitting levels that, I mean, you haven't seen since 2020, but you're approaching that COVID low. Again, another gap down in the regional bank index. This is causing, fear and contagion in these regional bank stocks. And Western Alliance, they just reported earnings, and their earnings were good. And the stock was down about 60% today off of a fake news report from the Financial Times. Out of everyone else, the Financial Times put out a false news report that dropped this stock over 60%. Western Alliance says that they will pursue all legal actions possible to rectify the situation. This is causing other stocks, such as Zion, such as Ally, such as Capital One, such as other major large banks, to also sell off today and continue to deepen this regional banking crisis. So that is a huge story of the day today. That is what is causing the banks to fall, if you guys are unaware. Now, Apple is down 0.66%. They were down as much as 2.5% yesterday in extended hours trading. Now, the stock is slowly starting to recover today, but this is due to fears that their earnings are going to be worse than expected coming here in after hours, because Qualcomm said China is not reaccelerating, right? Their handheld devices are not getting bought up like people were hoping for heading into Apple's earnings. So you're seeing kind of a weird day overall. S&P 500 down 0.60%, NASDAQ down 0.12%. So there is a divergence here where technology is doing a lot better than, some of these other names. Now, regional bank stocks continue to slide on Thursday, with PacWest leading the way down 40%. This is confirmed. PacWest is looking at strategic options for a potential, sale, but they're having a hard time trying to find someone to buy out the company. Stock is down currently about 50% here on the day. This is interesting because it's the day after Fed Jerome Powell, and what Powell said is kind of this crisis with the regional banks is over, and it shouldn't be a problem anymore. Well, now it is a problem, and an even deeper problem here today. And what Fed Jerome Powell said yesterday, the two things that you can pull out of it is we're not getting rate cuts in 2023. Maybe we can avoid a recession, but there is no definitive halt for the next meeting. It's all going to come down to data from now until then. And tomorrow you're going to get a big piece of data with the labor report coming tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning. You're going to get the non-farm payrolls report for the month of April. You're expecting 190,000 job ads. Last month's reading was 236,000 job ads. So if this number is higher than 190,000, that's going to be a negative thing. Now, the unemployment rate, you're expecting that to come in at 3.6%. Last month's reading was 3.5%. And Fed Jerome Powell pointed out something that is pretty remarkable, that this time last year, in April, May of last year, or even March or February, the unemployment rate was higher than where it is now. So Fed Jerome Powell is basically saying if this unemployment rate stays this low and we don't really see an uptick, the risk here is that inflation will remain too high for too long, and that will keep the Fed higher for longer. That is initially why the markets are, selling down today, but obviously the regional banking kind of crisis is definitely making that a lot more dramatic, right? And it is definitely helping to push things down quite a bit. So that's really what you have right now. In after hours today, you're going to get Apple earnings. Shopify reported already. Block, Coinbase, DraftKings, Lyft, Fortinet, Carvana, and Booking Holdings. Tomorrow in pre-market, you're going to get AMC earnings, Warner Brothers earnings, and Fubo earnings that will be coming out. Obviously, AMC is going to be massive. That is going to move AMC stock dramatically. Now, if we take a look at what's going on with AMC stock here today, quite remarkable. The AMC stock is up about 2.5%. A lot of other stocks are down massively, and I think this is a pretty good indication that tomorrow's earnings are going to be pretty damn good. You just got a CCI bullish indicator that did flash, which again is a bullish thing, and you've seen a lot of other momentum and moving average kind of indicators as of recently as well. And you could just see, I mean, this is a very bullish chart, the most bullish chart heading into earnings that we've seen on AMC in quite a long time. So I do think that sets you up for a huge rally coming tomorrow. Now, the rally is actually going to come because of, one, the forward guidance that AMC gives. If AMC is, making more money by charging more for their prime seats, for their best seats, that's going to be a huge positive thing. Again, because it's not going to take, money invested to get a return on that. They just change the prices, and investors will want to see how that is doing. Now, there's other things as well he could say with guidance, but it's pretty clear that the box office is recovering and will continue to recover. Now, the second thing that's going to make AMC stock rally is, like Adam Aron said in his tweet, AMC announcing their financial position. More cash, the better. More debt they're able to pay down, the better. And Adam Aron said they have a sizable cash position, and I do think that's going to be a very good thing. He kind of incentivized good numbers coming, as well as the popcorn business and any other insights we can get to revenue improving, to the balance sheet improving, is going to be a very positive thing. And I do expect that to be the case coming tomorrow, because kind of a big part of this arbitrage trade recently is that, hey, there's this arbitrage trade, short AMC, go long an ape. Worst case scenario, AMC goes bankrupt without this reverse split. Now, if earnings can push back against that bankrupt, kind of theory, I think that is a hugely positive thing to getting shorts to cover on their short positions. Now, if we go ahead and take a look at AMC and the Ortex data and give you guys an overview of the short interest situation. So, dollar amount currently sold short in AMC is $755 million. Estimated short interest of free float, 25.47%. 33.5% free flow out on loan. Shares out on loan, 193 million. Days to cover at 5. Cost to borrow rates over the last 3 months at 239%. Which that's a 3-month average. That is huge. That is very, very positive, and 100% share utilization. And if we take a look at the live cost to borrow rates with AMC stock, they remain stubbornly high. This has got to be the most irritating thing for the short sellers, when cost to borrow rates just won't go down. There's so much demand to short AMC. Everyone thought this was a home run trade, and it turns out that it's not. That's why cost to borrow rates continue to be in that 300+% range. Cost to borrow average 328.5%. Cost to borrow max 339%. Cost to borrow minimum of 320%. There's a reason cost to borrow rates remain this high, especially heading into earnings, because people are expecting AMC stock to move pretty big, right? If you were expecting a big move coming after earnings, you wouldn't lend out your stock for cheap. No, you would charge a hefty penny. And that's exactly what we are seeing happening right now. If we take a look at the Stonko tracker data as well for this Friday, you got about 38,000 calls in the money, 125,000 calls out the money. In the money puts at about 18,000. Out the money puts at 143,000 as well. Now, this will be key as well. If AMC does have good earnings, if AMC does rally, I think a lot of people are going to flood into options, and that will help kind of drive the stock from here, because that is, again, a form of buying pressure when people do go out and buy options on AMC stock. So that's something that I will be paying attention to as well. Like I said, the data coming out tomorrow morning, as well as Apple earnings, will kind of drive this whole market. But if today is any indication of what I've been saying, that AMC tends to outperform when the markets are bad. That's kind of what we've seen recently, and I think the collateral crisis is worsening, and I think margin calls could be closer than ever, especially as that new rule change just went into effect, where hedge funds have to report their major losses within 72 hours. It's a fact they're taking major losses on their short positions in AMC. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. Like, quite literally, it's a fact. It's not an opinion. So I think when you have someone else that can influence you and help you make decisions, I think the decision is clear that AMC is a systemic risk to your fund, especially if you are on the losing side of that trade. And even as AMC approaches $6 per share, above $6 per share is where things really start to get squeezy. And I think you're going to blow past that coming tomorrow. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. Keep that in mind. And I will give you guys a full breakdown of the earnings situation, where I think AMC stock is going to go in that video, probably coming out about 3:30 p.m. today. I want you guys to be able to watch that video and, make your final decisions before the markets do close ultimately. But if you can't tell, I am very bullish on what is next with AMC stock. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. If you guys also want to come trade with me live in real time, we did make a trade today on Carvana. I think that is a very interesting trade and makes a lot of sense on a risk to reward kind of basis. And then also I do plan to make a trade by the end of the day on AMC stock to trade their earnings tomorrow in pre-market as well, guys. So there you have it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.